and welcome to the Art Dump. I am your hostess and slash owner of the Art Dump, Grace, and this is part 11. I know that by this point you guys are probably like, oh, another one, but we are gonna get through this, you, me, so let's make some art. Before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe because I love you guys all so much, and I want you to be able to finish your masterpieces, and I just wish that I would be able to see them. Alright, so in this video, I'm just gonna jump right in, so you might need to pause at some parts because I'm going to go a little quickly because I really don't want to have like 4 videos that are literally just details, even though details is an important part. So alright, so we're gonna work on some art. We're gonna work on some sleeve details. Not anything too bad if you ask me. Just, you know, make sure, I mean, this is supposed to be, you pretend you're drawing an actual person. You want it to look like a shirt. So, you know, if you're wearing a shirt, it's usually not perfectly perfect like this. There's usually a lot of wrinkles and things like that in it. So whenever I see a wrinkle or anything in the shirt, I'm going to draw a line so I remember it's there, because when you do shading, then we can use that component and that is helpful. Alright then, and then at the end of the sleeve here, there's a very faint line, and this is just part of the shirt. The hand's not going inside. The hand's not going inside this part here. It's just, you know, part of the design. It's very faint though, so when we color, we'll have to keep in mind not to make that a super huge, you know, like standout color or anything. Alright, we're doing that part now because there wasn't really that much on it. So, and some of these details, I'm just going to wait until after we color because it would take forever if we didn't, and especially on Pixilart, it's a lot more convenient. Alright then, so here's what we're going to do. Time to ink it up. We are going to draw, drumroll please, the ink tank. I like using the select tool and then drawing that line there, because now you have an idea like, okay, this is where everything's going to be at, this is how I want things to look, and then you look at your picture and you're like, yeah, that looks pretty good. So we're gonna draw the ink inside the tank, because this is the ink tank, and I'm going to use the line tool to draw the other part, like the other side of the ink here, because I find that to be the most efficient and the easiest personally. And this is a 3D, I always like this design. I find it to be very interesting because they make the ink look 3-dimensional almost, so you can get a really, really good view of it. So you can do this, and there you go, you have your ink. Yours might look a little different. I think I'm going to change this part here because I like how that curve looks. That's how it's supposed to look, but I don't think that I made it exactly perfect, and that's okay because hardly anyone gets it perfect. Especially on the first time. This is my first time drawing this, so now we're going to draw the measurement part, because you do not want to be in the middle of the middle of a battle, and then suddenly, like, you're just out of ink because you weren't checking. Alright, so also use the line tool, and then, yeah, line tool is a really big thing here. Now, I was going to just use a size 1 pixel, but I think I'm going to bump it up to 2, because if you look closely, the measurement part, like the notches on this line here, they're actually a little thicker than the actual measurement part. So I know this, from the way it looks here, it might look a little too thick, but trust me when I say that this is good and this is how it is supposed to look. I might add like an extra notch or something just because I started mine up a little high. And voila, you got your measurement. I know it looks a little crooked, but you gotta keep in mind of the angle. Alright, so now we're going to work. There's a very clear opaque thing going on here. So what I recommend you doing, well, let's see, should we do that? Yeah, I think we should. So we're going to do this, create a small circle there to show that when we color in the tank part, this is going to be lighter because the tank is see-through. Now I'm doing this all in one layer. As you can see here, the first layer that they give you is automatically called background for some reason, which I don't understand why, but it just is, so whatever. But you can always add layers. I usually add layers with my more complicated projects. I mean, this is definitely one of the more detailed ones, but yeah. If you want to add layers, because then you can just color in, you can press the fill color tool here, put your color for your tank, and then just turn down the opacity for that clear effect. But I'm just going to try to do it all in one layer for right now. Alright, so we're going to draw that logo. So here we go. I'm going to draw your little squid here. It's like an arrow, has like an arrow forehead, and then you're just going to draw like the curves here because of the tentacles. The logo is like super adorable, by the way, if you don't know what it looks like. And I suggest you look up a picture because looking at a picture will also help, just in general. I know I might have made the logo a little small here, but look at this. I actually just made the inside of the logo. We're gonna make the outside of the logo now, which is pretty much the same step, just on the outside of, well, what we just made. Voila! You got your little squid logo here. There's a lot of detail in these things, so I would say draw, like if you want to draw little eyes or something, you can. I'm going to use my circle tool over here, and I'm going to pray that this actually works, because if you make the circle too small, then it looks like a square. Don't even ask, I have no idea. So I made a little circle there. I'm going to use my select tool, select the circle, press copy, so I can have, you know, two eyes, not just one, because it's not like a cyclops thing or anything. So I'm going to have the circle about right there, and I know even this is kind of big, but you know, I can always just take a little off, so that's nice. And now I'm going to press the select tool, and I know it looks like I'm selecting nothing, but you're just selecting anything really. Then press paste, which is the third button, and then you should have your circle then that you copied from earlier, and actually that looks pretty good right there. So I'm going to leave it like that, and so then to just deselect something, you just click off of it, and voila, you have your little squid Inkling logo right there. And then finally, for the details, we're going to work on this part right here. And for this, the details are a lot of ridges here. I'm going to actually wait till we color for that part, because if you do it now, it's okay, but when you go to color, especially since there's a lot of shading, it will legit take you forever, trust me. Alright then, so for the shading for this, not shading, sorry. For the details for this, it's really just making circles within circles. So actually, I guess I'll just leave that up to coloring too. I guess you guys have probably figured out by now that when I do details, I really like playing with the silhouette and the color because I think it looks nice. There's a little part of the pants here. I mean, I'm guessing these are the pants. I'm not actually 100% sure. Where you can just add that extra line there. And voila! Ladies, gents, and non-binary pals, we got our picture. So now from here, we are technically done, quote unquote. As in, if you want to go crazy with the coloring, you go crazy with the coloring. I'm going to be releasing a few more tutorials on how to lay down base colors, shading, and then I'll have a super awesome, like, fun video to end our tutorial for the Inklings. If you want to watch that, but those excuse me, are completely optional, but I hope you see them just so you get a final idea of what this could be. When I finish the picture, I will be uploading it onto my ArtDump profile on Pixilart. So the link for that is actually on my channel on the very front, right under the words TheArtDump on that painting I made. And so if you want to click on that, I'll say the official Pixilart account, and it will be there when all the tutorials are over. So if you're like, well, the videos were good, but I'd rather see it in person, you know, so to speak, then that would be a good thing for you to do as well. And so, yep, I think I'm just going to end the video here because we got all the details that we need. Well, at least, you know, ones that didn't require like the coloring. So I will see you in the next video for laying down base colors. Alright, let's do this. I'm gonna go. I'll see you in a few minutes. Alright, bye-bye everyone. Good work.